Have you lost your faith in the online world? It's time for a Shope Sales story on this week's Authentic Selling TV. It is time for a Shope Sales story. So just for a minute, it's time to get serious. All right, so we're gonna get serious. Less of a Marilyn, more of a Jackie. Serious. Okay, but actually really serious. Like, I know I'm being goofy, but serious. Because we need to, I want to have, I always strive to tell it like it is. I remember Laura Bell Gray said, Kendrick, you are sweet as pie, but tough as nails. You got this side that is just blunt and direct, and that's where we're going to go today. So I'm going to ease my way into it for just a second. I know that nobody is surprised when I say stuff happens that shouldn't happen all the time. Right? Like, okay, great. That's not rocket science. If you live in the world, you know that. But for coaches, course creators, consultants, those of us that call the online world home, if you've been here for any amount of time, you've seen some shady practices, some shady selling going on in the online world. Maybe even some shady marketing, but some shady selling. And we've all fallen victim to shady selling. Like, everybody has, you know? But it's rampant in the online world. And you can only be exposed to so much of that before you start to lose hope, before you give up, before you think, is this just people buying from other people and it's just a scheme? Or you start to think, this will never work for me, right? I'm not the popular one, so this will never work for me. Maybe it's not, I'm not the popular one, but I've heard that before. It just doesn't work for me, right? I'm going to give up. And I can't tell you whether to give up or not to give up, because that's a very personal decision. But today's Shope Sales story is going to tell you about an ASU graduate named Zach. Let's see, it was, 2018, I believe, 2017, 2018. Yeah, let's say 2018. Remember, all Shope Sales stories are true. All of them. And we were launching Authentic Selling University, except back then it was called Sales School. And we got an email from someone after our webinar. And this person said, long email sharing how they felt scammed by the online world, how they felt taken advantage of, how nothing had ever worked. And they had sworn off courses, sworn off programs, sworn off everything. But something led them to show up for the webinar that I was hosting. And this person said, I want to buy, but I promise myself that I won't fall victim to this again. So Zach was in this crossroads, right? Of, I have experienced the shade beyond shade of the online industry. And nothing's worked for me. Yeah, I want to buy this thing, but I've sworn off everything. Y'all can relate, right? I can relate to that. And so Zach said, you make a lot of promises. And if I buy, this will, and it works, like you say it will restore my faith in the online industry. Restore my faith. If it doesn't work, it's going to hurt bad. I don't remember Zach's exact words, but you know, you're already to the point where you've sworn off programs, don't trust that anything in the online world can work. And I said, Zach, give authentic selling a try. At graduation, Zach sent me a testimonial and a video testimonial that said there is nothing like Sales School, which is now Authentic Selling University. Kendrick promised to over-deliver, and she kept that promise. You can see Zach's testimonial on our testimonials page. Why is this a Shope Sales story? For a couple of reasons. My heart broke for Zach. I mean, I get angry when shady selling steals from people's dream. And that's what it does. All these promises of make $1 million in X amount of time, that is shady selling because you have no clue what's going to happen in X amount of time. You may have the $1 million formula. No way, not possible. You can say you're going to have it in your bank account by X. And so we end up blaming the consumer. We end up blaming the coach, the consultant, the course creator who paid us money. Let's think about that for a minute. Let's say I bought my cell phone, right? I bought this cell phone. And the cell phone didn't work. Not working, can't make a call, not working. And I took it back, and there was something fundamentally wrong in the hardware. And Apple said, well, it's your fault, Kendrick. You're the problem. We have gotten into a culture of it's you, you're the problem, it's you, I'm gonna disappear on you because I have boundaries. Y'all, come on. Like, I mean, and don't get me wrong, I know people watching this will say, oh, Kendrick, but you just had surgery because, and I want to be with a person who has boundaries. And I do too. I want to be the person who has boundaries. I want to be the person who's, with my family. And I want all that too, but not at the expense of you. And that's what happens. So this is a show sales story because of the raw emotion that I feel about this. We talked about Zach's raw emotion, but I feel raw emotion about this. Shady selling leads to shaming you, and you're not the problem. Now, realistically, of course you have a part in it. I got to turn the phone on, right? Like, I mean, I got to know, yes. Of course you have a part in it. But if you're expecting to make millions and do nothing, some of that's on you. I just did some shaming, but come on. I mean, you can't lay in bed all day. The point here is you may be sitting out there feeling like Zach, feeling like I'm not buying another thing. I promise myself I'm not buying another thing. I've sworn off programs. I'm going to finish what I've started. Said with so much respect, no, you won't. Because if it had been mind-blowing, if it had been mind-boggling, if it was working for you, you would have finished it. So why don't tell yourself that. You may be like Zach and thinking, I want more. I want my faith restored in the industry. Some of you may even be thinking, I want to buy Authentic Selling University. I want to be a student. I want to become part of the ASU crew. But how can I know it'll work for me? I'll tell you the same thing that I told Zach. I don't remember word for word what I said, but some iteration of this. Here's what I can promise. Let's start with what I can't promise, actually. Here's what I cannot promise. I will not and cannot promise you will make X amount of dollars in a specific time frame because I have no control over time. I'm not a time lord. I mean, I'm not David Tennant, y'all. Yes, that if y'all don't know what I'm talking about, it doesn't matter. It's a reference to Doctor Who. Oh, my Lord. So here's what I can't promise. I will not promise a certain amount of dollars in a certain amount of time because I don't have control over time. Anything could happen. Number one. I will not promise that everything is easy. I will not promise that you can fail to show up, fail to turn in assignments, and get the results you want. Here's what I will promise. I will promise that I will show up for you, me personally, like nobody else ever has in a course or a class or whatever you want to call it. I promise you that you are going to learn the New Kids on the Block step-by-step approach to making your business money. Full stop, no question. You will make money. How can I be so sure? Because selling is money. Definition of selling is the exchange of money for a product or service. You will make money. I can promise you, you will learn how to make your opt-in convert if it's not converting, how to overcome objections, how to have a sales call that converts, how to write a sales page that actually gets people to click. You're going to learn so much. That's why we call it a university. And you're going to learn things that make your business money for life. The stuff that doesn't expire. I promise you, if it's not working, you can reach out to me and we'll hop on a call and figure it out. I promise you, if you show up, you're going to find community like you didn't think existed anymore online. And I promise you, that it will be like a light bulb going off in your brain. You will understand why everything you've done to this point hasn't created the results you want and what we need to change to get them there. And I'm not going to tell you to spend money on ads, and I'm not going to tell you it costs a lot of money. Nothing like that. The secret is authentic selling. It's proven to make businesses money for over a decade. It's real, it's honest, it's genuine. And I promise to believe in you and believe in your business. So join Authentic Selling, y'all. I can't wait to see you as part of the ASU crew. Bye.